Who's ready for the best damn podcast of their life? Welcome to the Local Pundit. I am Josh Anthony. This is your Wrexham Daily News and Update Show. The first one of the day, because we're going to have two, one with Ken later, on Tuesday, September 16th. Yes, it's a Tuesday, and got a little bit of an update today. It'll be a quick show. It's going to be a quick show, but yeah, a little bit of update on two players coming back and possibly a third. But Parkinson needs to get his squad back so he can start rebuilding and putting things back together and getting the team back to full fitness and getting that squad on the field that can go and win football matches. So anyways, I'm excited about this one real quick. Sorry about the setup. Had to do it really quickly on my end down in Mexico. So it is what it is. You gotta shoot the rehearsal at all times. Claire Marie's in the house. What's going on, Claire? How are you? By the way, great show the boys did yesterday on Champ Chat. Listen to that on my way down here. So good on them. But more importantly, Wrexham, it's Tuesday, and Parkinson is having his say on the players that are coming back and players that he needs back, and the mythical creature that is George Thomason. So anyways, please smash that like button. Subscribe to the Local Pundit if you haven't already. We're inching closer to getting up to that 3,001 mark. So got to do it. Got to get her done. And now Wrexham need to get the team back to full fitness. But okay, in the leader live, by the way, Claire's here. Glenda, there's Glenda. Good to see you. Ruth H is also here. Yo, Christine, everyone's rolling in on a Tuesday. Yes, everyone roll out of bed, kick those tires, and the adults are about to fire up a work week. Not me, though, because I'm not an adult. Buenos dias, Mike Shane. How are you? All right, let's get into this real quick. There it is in the leader. Manager Phil Parkinson. Sorry, you got to bear with me. I'm working off one screen today. Working off one screen. That's how we do it here. Phil Parkinson, manager, provides an injury update on two players that he expects to be available. And those two players are George Thomason and Josh Windass. Remember, Windass went down with a hamstring injury. I thought he was doing really well. In my opinion, I thought he was doing really good. And then all of a sudden he goes down. And I think it kind of shit the bed a little bit. That was before the transfer window closed. So, hopefully we'll get him back soon. But here's what he has to say. Parkinson expects to have two players back against Norwich City. Now, we're going to need it. Listen, after losing to QPR, which was an absolute kick into Paul Mullins, we need our players back. We need players back that could come in and do a job. And not so far as like keeping us afloat, like go in there, perform at a championship level. And these two gentlemen right here, at least one of them we know. We don't know about the Thomason. But at least these two guys I know can do a job. Okay. So we go to Carroll Road on Saturday. Obviously losing to QPR. Parkinson has talked about Thomason a lot, basically saying that we're looking after him, want to get him back, want to get him on the field, he's been on the grass. But Parkinson said today, he said Josh Windass and George Thomason will be back available for Norwich. So the squad is a strong one. Now, he's not saying that they're going to start. He's saying they will be available. I'd probably expect both of them to be on the bench. Maybe one of them could start, would be Josh Windass, which is what I prefer. Josh Windass could start this game. I don't know, but he's not saying they're going to start. Obviously, we would never do that, but they'll be back available for Norwich, and that's exactly what we need. We need these guys available, fit on the grass. It's a good squad, but we need to get as many options available as soon as possible. So it's true about that because right now we're very limited. We're very limited in our squad, although we signed 13 players. I think Parkinson is limited in his squad, saying like, okay, I can use this guy here for 65 minutes. I use that guy there for 20 minutes. So he's figuring out the jigsaw puzzle in his squad as well. So he doesn't, he just basically got his squad available. Minus, I'm going to take out Ward out of this, obviously for now. Let's just call it the 13, but figure Ward. Also Kakache, by the way, also too. Kakache is another one too. He doesn't really mention here, but Parkinson doesn't know Parkinson hasn't had his full squad available to him to go out and put the team out that he wants. There's been injuries. There's been international duty. There's been players coming back from international duty and not being available, but also maybe not fit enough or have been in the team, haven't trained together. So many levels that are happening at this point right now where Parkinson's like, I don't know the jigsaw puzzle yet. I know I like Kiefer Moore up top. I like Cody in the middle, although people are questioning about the Cody situation, and you can have that debate. We've had it at nauseum of Cody over Hyam, all those players. The window just closed. So Parkinson doesn't know his jigsaw puzzle back. And I tell you, this Norwich game will be one of the big Norwich. Everyone's going to get on me on that. This is going to be a test. one of the best strikers in the league, Josh Sargent. It's going to be a test. So he's got to put. I don't care. Yeah, I know they're going to be. I know that they'll be on the pitch training this week for the full for like a full week. But I don't care if guys are just getting in there. You got to throw your best players in, and some of the best players are the players we just signed. Hyam and Shafe, who came on for a few minutes, and he talks about it here. Don't care. Parkinson has to, at this point right now, with Windass coming back, Thomason, if he's one of those guys, get players in there right now to win football matches, because I do not want to see us. By the way, if you saw what I'm looking at right now, there's a guy in my pool. There's a guy in the pool. He's cleaning the pool. Yes, a minute. It's so weird. I have a swim-up pool in my room, and this guy's out there cleaning the pool. I just saw him like float through, like, weird. Okay. Anyways, Parkinson has to get players on the pitch right now. Josh Windass, even a Thomason in the middle of the park with a little more speed, a little more grace on the ball, a little more step on the ball, movement, quick passing. He's got to get those guys on the pitch, and we have to get them back fit. It's almost, I said, I do not want to dig a hole for ourselves. We cannot get out. Moving on, talks about Nathan Broadhead. He's been out with a thigh injury, which he got in a 2-2 draw at Sheffield Wednesday. Parkinson said about Broadhead. Now, I'm going to talk about Broadhead after the quote, because I'm getting a little, everyone's getting a little nervous. Why did we sign Broadhead? What does he do? How come he's not playing in? Well, it's gonna take care of itself. He said Brody only trained on Thursday. That's last week. Brody only trained on Thursday, so I was only ever going to use him at the back end of the game, which he did. I got to protect him, said Parkinson. So he came in the 82nd minute. So Broadhead's a player that I think will do wonders for us. You could see that he has quality. You could see that he knows how to work his way around the pitch. He just needs to get opportunity to get on the field and play in a position that will make him more effective for the team. So what that is at this point, that is Parkinson's to figure out. He knows the players he signed. And everyone's going to question, like, why the fuck did we sign Broadhead? Why did we sign this guy and he's not playing him? I think last week Parkinson went for a free hit, in my opinion, against QPR. He was like, okay, I'm going to take a risk. Maybe it's a free hit. Everyone coming back. He took a risk, didn't make a move at halftime, and he got punished for it. But he was limited to the amount of time he could use some of the players. Broadhead only for 8 minutes. It's a Kabore just coming back. He talked about Hyam was on international duty, but he didn't play. So, I think he took a calculated risk, and I think the risk backfired on him. Maybe we could have won a game on a different day, if buts and maybes. But I think Parkinson did that, and now he's starting to see his squad come back. So we got to give him a little bit of grace, even though, yes, I'm very harsh at times myself, and I know people don't like that. But you got to be honest. We can't just sit here and just, awesome, we're losing games. So this will be a big match. Ruth H says, I agree with that too. I think it will be. Wish we had a Kakachi update too. I don't see a Kakachi update in here. The team, when the club is not saying things about what's going on with the injuries, it's probably worse than it is. I hope not. I mean, we didn't know how bad Ali Rathbone's injury is. I mean, we still don't know how bad it is, but we know he's not in the squad yet. So I'm worried about Kakachi. That's another one I'm worried about after this update here today. I would guess Thomason makes the bench. Thomason will probably make the bench. Windass can start. Ruth says Issa. We got to stop playing McLean. Yes, honestly, there's no more chances for McLean for me. He is not in the starting lineup at all. He's not in the starting lineup. Am I working? Yes, I'm working. I am working. Claire Marie says, yep, McLean is 2 paces behind, if not 3. He's targeted. And Longman over Maka, if Kakachi is still injured. I agree with that. And where do you play Broadhead in this formation, though? You've got to find. Let me break this down, Matt. You probably know this just as well as me. You can't shoehorn someone into a team, but he has to find a spot for Broadhead. He is too good of a player. We spent £7 million on him. You have to find a way to get this guy in the squad. You just do. There's no ifs, ands, or buts about it. To your credit, you never go full Goldbridge. No, well, shout out to him. He's doing well. But I tried. I haven't gone full Goldbridge yet. But there might be a day where I'm just like, screw it. I'm out. I'm done. I'm going to be so mad. But I get it. And Claire Marie, Mrs. Fletcher. All right, back in here on the quotes from Parkinson. He goes, Issa Kabore, Dominic Hyam, and Ben Shear joined Wrexham before the summer window closed, making it 13 new signings, blah, blah, blah. Only Sheaf made an appearance. We knew that. Parkinson went on to say, that's Ben Shafe, Why is it Shear? Ben Shafe was great when he came on, but needs work. He's a bit behind. He added. Ben said he hadn't played a competitive match in a long time, so it was good for him to get on the grass. So Ben's out of sync, but you could see by the touches that he came on, we're in the Paul Scholes number, comes in, works it, 1 touch, 2 touch pass, out wide. You can see he has quality. I'd probably start him this weekend. I don't know if Parkinson will. He also goes on to say about Ben, he's a good player, but when we brought him in, he hadn't had the minutes he's needed. So we want to get him up to speed, but don't want to risk him getting injured. Jesus H. But he's a good 7 to 10 he's had a good 7 to 10. Let me slow down there. He's had a good 7 to 10 days with his training, and he's done really well. Well, that's good news. But here's the deal, Parkinson. I think he's been a little too conservative. He has to take a few more risks in his lineup, and he needs to do that this weekend against Norwich. He needs to do it. End the story. Parkinson needs to take a risk this weekend and go out and play his best players, even if they're not quite up to speed yet, because talent will rise. Talent will rise. If they're all playing together, the talent will rise, and they will go and they will perform. I know it, and we're going to need it. If he starts McLean on Sunday, we're already down a man. I'm telling you right now. Sorry, Saturday. If he starts McLean on Saturday, we're already down a man. He cannot do that. He has to find a way to get a Longman over there, a Barney on the right, Issa Kaborian, something. Middle of the park, we need pace. Up front, Josh Sargent's going to be a fucking handful. So we better be ready for that. And Parkinson needs to take not as conservative risks with the team and play the best players. Having Windass come back, possibly Broadhead getting more minutes. Clearly, he's not going to put Broadhead in there for more than the last 30 minutes at this point. He did 8 minutes. Maybe he'll get 20 minutes. So whatever, he's putting them in. I don't think he'll start Ben Shafe, but Parkinson has to take some better risks with the better players that he has. And if you don't have the guys, if you have the tools and you're not using the tools to be a better craftsman, then it's like I don't know. I was going to use a bad example about a condom, but I'm not going to do it. Okay. Anyways, hey buddy, what's going on, Aaron? How are you? Good shows yesterday. I think the answer is 3-4-2-1. Broadhead and Windass behind Moore. Main issue with that is so who drops back on defense? Heard both Windass and Broadhead don't track back very well. Windass does track back. I saw him do it before he went off injured. Broadhead, I don't know enough about him. A new requirement is nose glass legs. Yeah, okay, that makes sense. You will be able to hear me throw something at my TV if Macca starts on Saturday. When Ruth H gets mad and she's serious, that's it. End of story. Well, I hope he's not starting to. I'm excited to see Sargent play. Just hope he doesn't score against us. Well, we've proven this last week when Kone, by the way, a fantastic strike. Good strikers can get at us. We need to shore up the middle of the park and that left side, and we need to have a little more balance on our attack as well. We can't go and sit back at Carroll Road. We will get pumped 3-0 again. Trust me, we will. I mean, I'm not saying obviously our downfall, and Patty said it yesterday, our downfall as a team is having possession. We need a little bit more balance. We can't go out and get 63% and not score any goals, have 21 shots or whatever it was. We have to sort this out. We have to figure out how to get the best players on the pitch without sacrificing the game. So Ruth A says, I love Macca, but it's very obvious that Macca is not a starter this season. He is not a starter for me, and I think everyone knows that. We will see if Parkinson knows that too. Let's see. Did you listen to the? No, I didn't. So apparently I did not know that. I mean, I didn't know that. Okay. Evening Cheap, hope all is well. Hey, Alan, how are you? How y'all doing? A couple of things going on here. Let me see. The odds. I don't want to talk about this. I don't give a shit about the odds at this point. It's still so early doors in the season. So the odds have went us down to where are we? The odds are out again too. We are slipping out of the odds race, but I don't really want to talk about the odds at all. Although Sheffield United will get a bounce, by the way. So yeah, we're slipping into the odds, but the odds are odds. What it's going to do. Issa was late. Oh my, that's a big no. Shame. He just came back for. I'm giving him a pass. I don't know what happened there. I don't know where. The fearless guys do have good connections, obviously. But if he was late, you can't do that. I mean, you can't do that. Talk about Issa Kabore. But I don't think he was going to start anyways. But he still made the bench. So guy just came back on an international trip. I think last week was an absolute clusterfuck, in my opinion, on all levels. I think everything was an absolute clusterfuck. Coming back, players injured, not all this. I think it was a clusterfuck. I think he totally took a risk, hoping he can get away with it at home, QPR, and I think it backfired on Parkinson. Let's be honest. Cody is slower than Harry Maguire. He needs to be dropped for Hyam. That's a big shout that everyone's saying. Does Hyam get the nod over Cody? I don't think so personally, but I also think the immovable object right now is Max. I think Parkinson loves Max. I think we all love Max. I honestly, I'm going to go back to the left side. If Parkinson is not going to play, is thinking about playing a left wing back, and it's going to be Maka, I'd rather have Brunt there before because I think he's better going forward and he's quicker and he can handle it. So oddly enough, I had thought our back line was very solid, but it's not looked that way so far. Like I said, the jigsaw puzzle that Parkinson needs to figure out has to be this weekend. And I'm not given a grace period anymore. There's no grace period. I'm done. We need to go out and we're digging a hole for ourselves. Trust me. We might not be able to recover, and we'll be looking over our shoulder at the relegation zone, and that's not good. I don't know if we're going to win this game. I'm going to be honest. I always want our side to go out and perform and do well. I don't know if what's going to happen this weekend in Norwich. That is a yo-yo team. They have a shit ton of money in them that's come up and down in the Premier League last few seasons. So I don't know. But my grace period is closing real fast. Real fast. I know everyone needs to gel, synergy, all the bullshit, use your tagline, whatever you want to do. But my grace period is getting like this. It's shortening up. That's it. That's on me. You can have your say. Love to know about that. But my grace period is getting smaller and smaller. And I think we cannot have good performance lost, good performance 5 yards off, gelling. They're going to gel. I get it. But you can't go out and we cannot continue to take lumps like this. We're going to dig ourselves a hole. I'm not saying we're going to get relegated, but our squad is too good and Parkinson needs to use the tools to get there. And I will give him the credit of we haven't had everyone fully fit and play in the international duty. I thought would be a better recovery process for us, having Kakache come back, having Windass come back, all those guys. Got to get these guys on the pitch, whatever way, 60 minutes, 30 minutes. Ward going down, nightmare. You know what I mean? It's just we just have an injury bug that just won't go away. Alan says we really need to strengthen our back line. I think we need to solidify it. I think we're saying the same thing. Excuse me. He needs to solidify it. By the way, when in Mexico, don't drink the water. Okay. I don't know what that is, but it's not from the tap. Okay. We need to strengthen our back line. We do. I agree with you there too. And we can't expect good performance with consistent makeshift lineups. It will take a month of playing together to get positive results. Don't have a month, Mike. We don't have a month. We do not have a month. We have to claw and scratch. The good news is that the team doesn't give up. I'll give them that. Matt White, another lineup question. Lineup question is, who are the back three this weekend? Doyle, Cody, I think are locks based on Parky's tendencies. Then Max or Hyam on the right. If he drops Max, I'll be shocked. But Hyam needs to be in that lineup somehow. You cannot drop. I would not drop Doyle. And I'm not dropping Cody yet. I think that Cody was exposed because of the left side. Because I think Maka fucked the entire back line and midfield up because everyone was covering for him 100%, and they were targeting him the entire game. So I'm not pulling Cody yet. I'm not pulling Doyle yet. But that's not even the problem. The side of Max wasn't even the problem. The side was Cody. The side was Doyle and Max. We need to solve that issue. But you got to find a way to get Hyam in it. I don't know how you do it, but he's got to do it. Kabori might also be moving house, etc. New boy gets a pass for being late, but can't do it in the future. I agree. Parkinson did talk about how all these guys are moving in and doing things like that. But Kabori needs to, address that, and Parkinson will do that. Josh overreacts. Oh, Jesus Christ. Aaron, you're booted. You're done. It's over. You're fired. A good result will be a draw, but Norwich have looked weak at the back, just going forward, so they are strong. Well, To me, it's a draw would be good. A win would be amazing. I don't know if we can go and do it. We got to get our shit together. Grace period of 12 to 15 games for me just because of the injuries and 13 new signings. Okay, let's say you lose 10 of those games, 8 of those games. How are you going to feel? Can't do it. Drop the W. Norwich. Love it, Josh. I'm going to say, now I'm going to say it. Okay, every time different, I guess. Parky needs to try Max, Heim, and Doyle at the back three. Cody was awful. And if he doesn't get dropped, it sends the wrong message. We should forget any ideas about promotion. Realistically, we should concentrate on consolidation in the championship. Hit the transfer window again and strengthen our defense. That's not what they put the money in for, even though they had to turn the squad over. Like Wrexham, as fans, we seem to be all over the place. That's the beauty of being a fan, fanatic, supporter, everything. So that's the beauty of it. So it was never going to be easy. I know that. It was never going to be easy. I totally agree with you. But, Parkinson's not going anywhere from what I gather, even though this 5-year deal thing that everyone's talking about, I don't know if that's true or not. But it's his job to figure out. It's not Rob and Ryan's. They did their job putting the money in. So did Michael Williamson. So it's Parkinson's job to figure out. Every team's going to have injuries. Every team's going to have setbacks. Football is funky at times. You never know. That's football at all times. Anything can happen. So this, I'm not saying I won't go in and say Norwich is a must-win match. I wouldn't do that on them. But my grace period is closing real fast, and the gel conversation, all that shit, you can have it every game, but there are holes in the choices that the manager is making, maybe because he's forced into them by injury or by availability, whatever you want to call it, by stubborn, whatever. But it needs to be fixed fast. And I can't happy clap through the season of like, we're losing games. Awesome. I can't do it. I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and bullshit anyone. I'm not going to do it. That doesn't mean I don't support the club or support Parkinson, but I'm not going to do it. I'm not going to sit here and just watch us lose matches and be happy about it. So I think we could turn this around. Parkinson just needs to use the tools available and get them on the pitch faster. We cannot lose 2, 3, 4 in a row. Draw, win, 2, 3, 4. We're losing. You can't do that. We will be in a relegation fight. Looks nice. Looks like a nice place you're staying at. Yes, I don't even know the name of the place. Yes, it's very nice. It's somewhere in Cancun. It says TRS, something resorts, something TRS resorts. I don't know what the hell it is. Apparently, I didn't have a room when I showed up, so that was fun. Took care of that. 50% of their attacks came down our left. Macca is a problem. Aaron says something smart on a Tuesday. Viva la Aaron. And he's actually, I'm joking around. I love Aaron. But yes, he is a problem. He threw off the entire midfield and defense. Ryan Reynolds already making his second appearance at the stadium is great. He's a busy guy and has his own career. Glad to see the owners making time to come watch. Well, Ryan was there. He had his premiere at TIFF for I Like Me, which is the John Candy documentary, which apparently looks awesome. I can't wait to see that. So they get a little time. He was there with Colin Hanks and Phil Jones. But I don't care that Ryan's there or not there or Rob's there or whatever. That shouldn't be the inspiration for the guys that put in good performances. I think we talked about that last season. Those guys were not there a lot of last season because of whatever. Rob, busy as hell always, and Ryan too. So we'll see. It's good to see them. Yes, it's a nice place. I still think people are putting too much emphasis on that 33 million pound number. That's only puts us in 12th at 12th for the squad value. Money's money. Spent the money. You know what I mean? Emma says, Matty James and McLean shouldn't be in the lineup Saturday. Too slow and leaving the team out wide open. See, I'm harsh to go in on Matty James because I thought he had a good game the prior match, but I don't. Maybe Macca forever. No, Matty James maybe. I don't know if Shafe's ready to come in to play 90 yet, or at least 60. We don't know that, but it's a good shout. Emma, it's a good shout. Click the like, 50 viewing. Yep, very few. Yeah, please click that like button. Josh, we can't suspend reality because we are losing points. Just look at our past 5 matches. Until a full team is ready, We will drop points even if it puts us behind our expectations. Patience. I'm done with the patience part. Y'all can have patience. I'm done with patience. Great song. I understand. I understand that players are still out, and players are still coming back, and injuries. But if you want to sit there and just be happy about losing, I cannot do it. I cannot do it. But Mike, I get your point, 100%. I do get your point, and I appreciate it. And keep them coming, because that's what makes the community fantastic. Everyone having their opinion, having their say. I think it's great. That's what makes the channel so awesome. Everyone having their say and being able to contribute, which is great. So it's not just about what I think; it's all about what you think as well. Mike agrees with me, or say Nick does. We have 5 very tough games until October international break. Parky needs some wins to take some pressure off. I think that's a fair statement too. C-Lord says, my concern meter is probably at a 4 out of 10, but the potential for upward movement is definitely there. I agree. I think my frustration, by the way, and to Mike Shane's point, C-Lord, my frustration is that I know we can play better. I actually think we've dropped points this season that we should have collected because of, even this is Parkinson's words, we've dropped points because we were naive. We dropped points because we were naive and we didn't put the ball in the corner. The tackle that Dobson made on the Southampton guy who kicked the fucking worldie free kick, So those are things that need to be fixed. So, it happens. We have points available, points that we haven't had, that are available that we dropped. Shafe starts 100% with James as the backup. Matt, if he's fit enough for 65, put him in. But here's the deal. If you bring on maybe it's Thomason now. If you bring on Matty James at 65 minutes, tired legs, he's fresh. Does that change the makeup as well? I don't know. Not had his best lineup on the pitch. I've said it. He has not had his best lineup on the pitch. And I still believe our room for improvement is larger than the majority of the league. Just have to make it happen. That's my frustration part too. I totally agree with you. Our room for improvement is massive, which is a good thing. If it was like, oh, we topped out, that's it, we're playing the best we can, and we're dropping points, or we're trying to get then I'd be concerned. My concern is that we don't use those tools. Sorry, people are passing by my room waving. That we don't use those tools sooner than later. I think he's got to step up Parkinson needs to step up some of his, let's get these guys in for, obviously don't want to risk injury, but I think he needs to take his foot off the gas a little bit too. But anyways, all right, I got to get out of here because I have to run to a meeting. But it's been fun, and it's good to do a show with all you, even traveling. It's always fun to sit down and talk with all of you, and I appreciate it. And make sure you subscribe to the channel, get those bells on. I might do. Glenda says, please remember to hit that like button if you're already pleased, and subscribe. Yes, do that. Keep those bells on. Ken's going to do a show. He has an update on Mo Fall. He's going to have a Port Vale supporter on talking about Mo Fall. I'm sure he'll talk about everything else too. And if anything breaks, we will do it live here on the Local Pundit. That's what we do. And what a fantastic community. If I'm around later, maybe I'll do something. Love to see y'all again if anything comes up. Matt White says, thank you, Josh. Enjoy work in Mexico. Trust me, I'm working. I promise you. Thank you. Have fun, buddy. I appreciate it. Thank you. Yeah. I'm going to like a keynote that I have to sit in. Oh my God. Long story, but you got to make money somehow, right? Before I go, I'll get this out of here. Not out of here. Junior Ho, did you see that Ryan had an important up-comer coach in the owner's box? Up-and-comer coach, keep your eye on Phil Jones. I did. Phil Jones. Jesus, Phil Jones. I mean, he never was fit, but hey, if he was a good defender when he was fit. I'll give him that. Try not to work too hard. Man, I just missed this video. Go back and watch it, Haps. Footy Tips also show tonight. Is that right? Is that it? Is it up? If it isn't up, let me know. All right, the Footy Tip shows tonight. That's great. All right, smash that like button, subscribe, and on that bombshell, we'll see y'all soon.